Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Crypto Empire, where we dominate the crypto market. My name is Connor, and it's time for another live stream. I'm not going to waste any time right now. We were live a few hours ago setting up long trades, talking about the up-only price action that we're about to experience a few hours ago. We've broken out. We're experiencing that. So we need to update the trades, we need to update the charts, and we need to get into it. So let's do it. All right, guys, so Bitcoin, new all-time highs again. Taking a look at the price, 122,000 United States dollars per one Bitcoin. We'll get to Tau in a moment. Looking at Bitcoin here, we just continue to blast off. We continue to pump. All right, we were talking about this lower time frame range in earlier's live stream, I should say. And as you can see, we have broken out of that range high. All right, we didn't even come and sweep the range lows. We are going up only. It's all gas, no brakes right now. Bitcoin now at 122K. Remember, we have our Fibonacci extensions. We have our Fibonacci extension levels taken from the all-time high in January at 109,000 to the low in April. These Fibonacci extension levels give us the 0.27 at 118K. We're already above that. The 618 is 130,000 United States dollars. It's actually closer to $131,000. Okay, so this is the next level we're looking for on Bitcoin. Now, when it comes to USDT dominance, it's just melting down. Again, this is up only. This is crypto mania. This is like the roaring bull run. And I was going over essentially how, we're breaking down hard, and we're experiencing one of these hard breakdown periods. The last time we had a truly crazy breakdown period was in November, right after Trump won the election. This thing just fell right to the bottom. It's looking pretty similar, right? The magnitude of this drop is quite similar. Now, the next level, in my opinion, that we should be careful at, that I'm looking for to take profits on the current long trades, right? The ones we were talking about last night and the entries before that. There's a 2-day demand zone on USDT dominance. It starts at 4.14% and it goes down to around 4%. 2-day demand zone, major level, all right? This was the start. This was the start of the end in January, okay? Right after Trump launched the Trump meme coin and the Melania meme coin, all of that. This 2-day demand zone formed. We were topped out at that point, and then we just went to the gulag. All right, so this is a very big level, and we're close to it. We haven't hit it yet. So I would say if you're long currently, if you're in longs, you should look to take partial profits at the very least with USDT dominance when it does hit this 2-day level, 2-day demand zone, which is only a few percent lower right now, but it hasn't hit yet, which leads me to believe we're going to see even more pumpage than we've seen so far. Right, between the time that it hits this demand zone. There's still a little bit of gas here before I would even be looking for some kind of pullback. And the pullback, when we get the pullback, it might just be a sideways consolidation before another move higher, right? Remember, we're aggressive bulls currently. This is the time to be an aggressive bull, and that's exactly what we're doing. Anyways, looking at the crypto bubbles top 100 right now, there's some red out there, right? There's this M coin and there's this Forum coin, new ones. But overall, everything is green. Everything is green right now. Even Algorand is up 21%. Pengu continues to lead the charge. Let's look at Pengu. That thing's going crazy. So Pengu on the daily has come into the daily time frame supply zone that we have here with the yearly open, and as you can see, it's forming another consolidation. So something like Pengu right now is it's went on a massive run. Now, if this is just going to continue to pump, we should simply expect this lower time frame consolidation to lead to a new high, right? We have to be on the lookout, because this is a very high daily time frame supply level. So I mean, the move, it just went up 300% or whatever. So I would say there's probably better better coins to trade than Pengu right now. But if this thing's going to make a new high, we should be looking for this lower time frame structure to hold. All right. So in my opinion, though, Pengu, not really the coin to trade right now. So if you're already long, maybe you took partial profits here in daily supply, move your stop up. But yeah, we're going to focus on other assets. Okay. So let's focus on other assets right now. Shout out to YouTuber Go Kill. Guys, smash up the like button. If you're just tuning into the live stream right now, smash up that like button. Big shout out to Epsilon. He's saying that he thought the top would be 145,000 for Bitcoin, but he might have to raise his targets. There's going to be a lot of target raising, a lot of these talks. This always happens when the market starts to pump. I'd say $145,000 is a pretty solid target for Bitcoin for this year. But if you want to raise those targets, man, you do that. Shout out to Fiat Hater. Shout out to Sean. Big shout out to B Marquis. Hopefully I said that right. As well as James Brasco. We got James Brasco. What up, James? Great to have you here. Thank you for the awesome comments as always. And Mark Bass. We got Eric. We got Hugo. We got the Albert. We got S. What up, what up? How's everyone doing? Anyways, let's get into these trades we were talking about on yesterday's stream, or the other stream a few hours ago. It wasn't even that long ago. And we'll start off with Tau, because that's the first one we went and analyzed yesterday. And the analysis we gave on Tau is very simple. Okay, the first thing we did was we compared this current breakout move. Okay, we compared this current breakout move, which just started, right? We compared it to what occurred back in September 2024. All right, this is what happened in September of 2024. This thing went up only. It went up only for how many days? From this bottom at the start of September to its first peak, it was 18 days, and there was 3 red candles in those 18 days of consolidation, right? And they were all at the start of the move down here. And then it was just literally every single day, just a huge green dildo in your face. So I'm comparing that to this, right? That's what we're looking for right now, lads. Now, from the start of this rally, we have had, from the bottom, this is the bottom here, on the 8th of July. The rally has been going on for 6 days. Today's the 6th day. We've had one red day. One red day in this 6-day rally so far. The red days are going to be just sideways consolidation, if this is going to be a repeat of September. It's literally up-only price action. It's the easiest price action to trade, which is why we set up this long position in the stream earlier. All right, we simply said that Tau on the lower time frames just put in a leg up. It's bull flagging. We drew this trend line. We said we don't want to see this thing break this trend line, okay? Well, long story short, it came up, it swept the high, as you can see. It faked out all the late longs, and then bang, up only pump, okay? So if you guys would have taken this one as well, I mean, this was an easy 10% move. Currently, it's 8% to the high. It was a 10% move. There you go, okay? At this point in time, I have to say that it's not the best entry by any means. We discussed how these entries were not optimal at all, but that's why we were using a strict risk management strategy of getting out of the trade very quickly if we noticed it start to break down, okay? That's what allowed us to have the confidence to jump in at this point in time. It's an aggressive strategy, which is why it's so important to manage that risk. But it worked out, okay? 10% move, currently up 8%. GG, good game. Targets are higher, right? We're looking at 495 for a first major target level here. There's the yearly open at 441. Yes, this is a level you can take profit. I digress, actually. Yearly open level, I'll probably take some chips off the table. And then up here at 500, looks like a very logical level to take profit. However, I think it's very wise to leave a position running for the potential this goes back up to the highs and clears 800 and maybe hits 1,000. All right? But also here on the daily time frame, another reason we had the confidence to take that trade yesterday was we noticed on the daily time frame the trend line. Okay? This downtrend line on the daily, we were in the process of breaking it yesterday. We simply just blindly trusted the bulls. It's more fun to be bullish. Life is better when you're bullish and the market pumps when you're bullish, okay? And that's what we trusted yesterday. We trusted the bullish analysis, and we got the 10% move. We went over like 10 other trades, and they all hit. What were some other ones we were talking about yesterday? I believe we went over some meme coins, right? We went over WIF. The exact same setup we played on WIF, right? The exact same setup. Literally. Look on the daily time frame. Okay, a few things to note here on the daily. I mean, we're just going to go over these because it's important for anyone wondering what the heck we were doing who missed it, or if you were scared and you didn't take any. It's a good learning lesson. Anyways, on the daily time frame, we broke the downtrend, okay? And then what happened? We formed our first big kind of breakout explosive move. Price cleared the previous swing high, pulled back. We nabbed that key liquidity left behind. I said yes on the stream. I said that's probably the fuel needed for the next push up higher. Okay, that's what I meant. That's the fuel, that daily time frame hidden order block that hit on Saturday. That was the fuel taken. And then what happened? It's the same thing as Tau. Okay, pump, consolidation, hit that liquidity level. Then we drew this uptrend line, and we said we don't want to see price come below this, or come below this this trend line. So we can look to take the entry with a tight stop. If price starts to break the trend line, we get out. That's the risk management. That's the parameters. Well, lo and behold, being an aggressive bull worked out again here. All right? Being an aggressive bull worked out again. It resulted in another 10% move, and price is currently up around 7.5%. So these setups we went over yesterday, the aggressive entries, just using literally all we did. Of course, we took into account the higher time frame, right? We realized that the downtrend is broken. We've broken out. We've cleared previous swing highs, right? Here's the previous swing high. This was on the 3rd of July. We clear it. We pull back into the liquidity left behind. Like, we took all that into account, and then we go to the lower time frames. And on the lower time frames is where we find the entries. Okay, that's all we did to set these up. And yeah, they all hit. What else was there? Pepe was another one. Okay, I didn't take this, but I set this up on stream, and so this is what can happen, right? Depending on where you have your stop loss. As you can see, this one wicked out. I just kind of put this here on the screen. But anyways, this can happen, right? In hindsight, if I would have taken this, I mean, yeah, below this low is a logical place, but everyone had to stop there. Below this low would have made more sense, and that would have just saved you. But regardless, the idea worked out, right? The idea worked out. But this was an 8% move. But Pepe just swept the previous week. This thing isn't really convincingly, it is convincingly breaking out, but we'll see what happens with this consolidation here on Pepe. All that's happening is that it's battling this daily supply level. Okay, we have a daily supply zone. Let's put that here. So this is just resistance for Pepe. So it's hitting this level, and it's just simply consolidating. Now we're in an uptrend, guys. In an uptrend, what happens in an uptrend? Supply zones get broken through. All right. So in my opinion, this supply zone will get broken through. And it will likely head to these highs over here from back in May. But for now, it's got to battle through this supply level. The reason I say maybe be a little bit careful is because with it at such obvious resistance, like some other coins, for example, look at Tau. It still has a little bit more room to run to like this 440, the yearly open target, 440, 445. Something like Pepe is already in major resistance, right? It's already in major daily time frame resistance. And with USDT dominance so close, Pepe is just not a good coin to trade right now, in my opinion. I think I said the same thing yesterday. But again, for anyone just joining in now, guys, on the 2-day time frame USDT dominance, there's a major demand level just a few percent lower. All right, we're at 4.25. We're looking for 4.13, 4.14 for this 2-day level to come into play. When this 2-day level hits, that's when we can expect some of this up-only price action to slow down. So anyways, Pepe, better options. There's better options. Let's keep going through them. What else did we set up yesterday that we can review? I believe Brett was one. Brett was another asset we were looking at yesterday. Let's go to the lower time frame and go over it. And yeah, so basically it resulted, we were looking at this trend line in the break, and it just resulted in a new high. This is the exact same chart as Pepe, actually, where it just came up here and swept the previous week high. So anyways, yeah, very similar setup. Took the 1-day partial. It's going to keep pushing, but we'll see if it wants to consolidate more before it pushes and maybe take these lows. We have to see if we're going to stall here or just go straight up. If you have good entries, save them. Trust the bull trend. But if you're just looking to enter into things right now at this very second, this is not the time to jump into the market, especially with leveraged positions or anything like that. The time to do that was obviously last week or yesterday, even before this current little mini pump we're having. It's important to understand that in case anybody's feeling extreme FOMO and doesn't know what the heck to do. Anyways, let's get into this news today. Looking at this news right now, $500 million worth of crypto shorts have been liquidated in the past 5 hours. 500 mil gone in 5 hours because people can't trust the bull trend. Like I was saying, it's more fun to be a bull. It's better to be bullish, especially when you're bullish and the market pumps and validates your bias. RIP, let's pour one out for the Bears. They had it coming. They got blasted. 500 mil gone. If we look at the Watcher Guru X account, it's just in your face. The FOMO that they're putting out is insane. We can see Metaplanet. They bought another $195 million of Bitcoin, 800 Bitcoin. They're holding $2 billion. They're buying the top. They don't care. Sailor, he is now $30 billion of unrealized profits. 30 billion. Billion with a B. The ultimate Chad. The chaddest of the chads. 30 billion profits unrealized. Will he ever realize those? Well, I'd say he will, and he's probably not going to tell us when he starts to sell. So we got to keep an open eye out there and make sure our spidey senses are intact. Because I doubt that Sailor is going to be such a good guy and say, yeah, he says he's never going to sell, but let's be real. Come on. Don't be so naive. Anyways, the Watcher Guru Twitter account is absolutely bullish propaganda in your face 24/7. Now, moving on. Sharpling Gaming has bought another $50 million of Ethereum 8 hours ago. They have bought a total of $180 million of Ethereum. That's 60,500 ETH in the past 5 days. They're using the exact same strategy that MicroStrategy has been using for Bitcoin, that Sailor's using for Ethereum. They're literally issuing debt through their stock and just using that to buy Ethereum. Yeah, it's crazy. It's happening. We haven't even actually looked at ETH yet. Let's go look at Ethereum. We're getting carried away here. Here's ETH. And looking at it, right, we went over the levels, right? We know the pullback levels. The issue is if we just wait for the pullback levels, there's a chance that the train will just keep on leaving without us, and Ethereum will be at $5,000. Meanwhile, you're sat here waiting for 2850. When the trend gets aggressive, it can leave these levels behind for weeks at a time. All right, for weeks at a time, it can continue to go up. And then when the big no-no happens, they get hit in an instant, in a flash. But, you know, that can happen from significantly higher, right? That can happen from significantly higher. So currently, ETH is putting in an SFP. It's putting in a swing failure pattern on the 4-hour as well as the daily time frame, right? The high over here from Friday, we SFP'd it here with our Monday candle. So definitely, and by the way, looking at how the weekly candle closed, this is the weekly candle that closed yesterday. It is bullish. All right, it is very, very, very bullish. The weekly candle closed above the previous swing high. We're all systems go. We are all systems go. There's no reason to be bearish here, in my opinion. The only thing, if you're going to be bearish, it's literally only because you want to see price come into one of these levels just below the current price to get a fill, because it's going to go higher with or without you. It doesn't care what you feel. It doesn't care what you think. The market is in a raging bull phase currently. So anyways, ETH, the weekly candle just closed very bullish. Daily candle right now, we'll see what happens. Overall, we know it's going to hit the yearly open. We know it's going to hit this daily supply level. All right. This is all at $3,300. It's coming. It's coming. Might do some fuckery over here, right? Go for the range lows, whatever, but it's going to hit these levels. And let's see if anything, let's see what's happening here in the very lower time frames, like on the 1 hour. This is going to be a good little experiment. So on the 1 hour, let me go to my clean chart. Let's go to this. Yeah, this Coinbase chart's clean. All right. You can get rid of this. But what I want to show you here on ETH on the lower time frame is something that we can potentially use for an entry. Right? This is just a very basic strategy where we identify the fair value gap. All right, everyone should be able to see the fair value gap. If you can't, get your eyes checked. I'll show you. It's this candle to this candle. Okay, this is your fair value gap. And inside of that, there's these 1 hour time frame levels. And if I had to speculate, if we were to pull a Fibonacci from the high to this low, and we see the golden pocket, but our golden P, it's close, but it's not exact. Either way, this level's coming in at like $2,989. So watch this. Watch this. Maybe it just takes this and goes. I'd say like this would be a 0.49% risk. This is just a little lower time frame entry strategy to try and catch a fill for this move, this next push. It doesn't look horrible. It's certainly there, right? Let's check the 288. So not really there on the 288. 144. Now that 1 hour time frame gives us the best look that I see. 30-minute. So the 30. One hour is still fresh. 1 hour looks the best. So yeah, that's at 2,989. Look for that on ETH. Very tight risk if it comes back down for a move up to 3,300. But yeah, overall, I mean, this thing is going, and it's going to keep going up whether you like it or not. Sorry, bears, but it's not time to be bearish anymore. What else did we go over yesterday that we set up trades on? I mean, we looked at TRB briefly, right? We spoke about this guy. I have this right here. And as you can see, it began to move. Same exact setup as all the other ones. Same exact thing. Notice the stop hunt that occurred. Let's see, CRV. CRV, very strong coin. DeFi is really just ripping, pumping. Let's go to this one. So yeah, I mean, there's the level at 57 cents, but it's just leaving it behind. It's just pumping, guys. Like, it doesn't care. And it's coming into, it's touched this daily supply. Take that from there to there. It's now touched this daily supply. So yeah, I mean, look, right now, the entries for this move was at the time of the stream, their last stream. What was that, 8 hours ago or something? 10 hours ago? I don't remember. But that was the time to enter into everything. Now we reap the rewards of that, okay? This is just a little recap. I think we're going to get some good stuff. We're going to get some good stuff because, remember, it's crypto week. It's crypto week in the US, right? Monday, first day of crypto week. So digital asset director Bo Hines, he says that this week now, crypto week, is going to solidify America's role as the global crypto capital. So I'm not sure how it's going to go in terms of price action on the charts. I'm just taking it level to level, following the levels. But I think we're going to get some opportunities for potentially getting some entries with crypto week. I would love an early week fake out. And CRV has just crazy strong bearish divergence with price and daily supply. So it's not the time to enter. This would be the time to take profits on something like this. Look on the 4 hour. Look at this bearish divergence. It's very strong in daily supply. It could just pull back shortly, like back to base support. But it's a no trade here. Like, you don't do anything here unless you're in from lower. Anyways, let me catch up with our chat. Let's see what's going on right now. Javon says Bitcoin to 150K. Yes, sir. I mean, we'll see what happens at this 130K level, which is our 61.8 Fibonacci extension. 131,000 to be exact. But yeah, we'll take this level by level. Our next major target is this one, 130,000. We got Topi. He says Blur is looking sweet. Doge and FET. So Blur is an NFT coin. I mean, look at these rallies. This is what happens. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see. 6 straight days. This is the 6th day of only green candles. Yes, it has now come into a daily supply zone, which is why price seems to be stalling a bit at this level. Right? So let's drop the time frame and well. It looks like we found what we're looking for in the lower time frame. It's small, it's hidden, but it's there. All right. There's that right there. And there's one lower. Nah, this one's taken. Never mind. This is the only one I see actually on this time frame. Yeah. So that's significantly lower than the current price. Right, this would let me see something. Tell me this is the 50. Nah, it's not. That would have been something if that was the 50. If you take it from the bodies, it lines up at the 50. Yeah, so this level on Blur Topi is much lower than the current market price. So this is the optimal pullback level if we get it. 12% lower. 12% lower than the current market price. And I would do it like this. If it comes down to this level, that is, right? That's a big if. That's a big ask. Could definitely happen. Could not. Who knows? But I would play with the stop around there. And, I mean, yeah, the target is 12 cents. Now on the lower time frame, what do we have? Okay, so we had this trend line. We broke down through that. Come back in. So, yeah, Blur right now, Topi, what are you seeing? Because I don't really think this is the time to enter into a long trade, okay? Yeah, that's what I see. I don't think this is the time to enter into a long. I could be playing myself. I could be playing myself for sure. But if anything, I'd say like try and get it at the lower end of the consolidation or the key level. But your optimal entry on Blur is going to be 7.8 cents. But yeah, this lower time frame is really not looking amazing like they were looking in yesterday's stream when they looked so good that I made it very clear that, you know, it's worth the entry then. I'm not seeing that necessarily on Blur here. From lower, it would be money though. Dogecoin. So Dogecoin, again, it has not cleared the previous swing high yet. This is the daily time frame on Doge. Here's the previous swing high up here, 20.6 cents. We have not closed above that yet. However, the market structure is obviously bullish. Now, this trade I have here, I would love to get this fill. I would love to see this hit. Come into play at around 18 or so cents. It did hit this 3-day level already, though. This could have been it. This could have been it on Doge. See how it came into the 3-day level here? And it immediately bounced right back up higher. And then I'll show you. What is this? What is this one? The 1 hour. Okay, there's a 1 hour. Yeah, so this was left behind on the 1 hour. Right? So that's why that level over here would be optimal. But maybe Doge doesn't give that to us. Right? Although it hasn't cleared the previous swing high, it's still bullish, and I still think it's going to pump. Now, this ETH setup that I shared last Sunday, before the breakout happened, let's go look at this. Right? Before this breakout happened, I basically said if it's really going to break out, ETH should not come back down this low to like 2,400. It just shouldn't happen. So this is the invalidation point. The invalidation point, right? Doge has the same thing. Doge has the same thing in terms of an invalidation point. Now the breakout's already occurred. However, in a bull phase, in a bullish trend, like this thing is not going to come back down here. It's just not going to happen. It's just going to keep on going up. So that's why there's a wide, you can go the wide stop route. And just like the mindset around this is the price should never come this low in this rally. If this is a real rally, it will just continue higher. And the whole idea is to make money trading. So we want to trade the move of it rallying higher. Okay, that's what we're concerned about. That's why we can use a wide stop strategy with a wider invalidation, because it shouldn't come down to 16 cents again. If it's going to come and hit 30 cents, it's going to hit 40 cents, 50, 60 maybe, $1. I think the bull run would not be complete without Dogecoin hitting $1. So it shouldn't come this low, which is why we can use that as an invalidation point. It's a little wide, don't get me wrong, but the idea behind it makes perfect sense to me. And then Fetch AI, FET. So, looking at FET, this is interesting. I have not charted this coin. I have not really looked at Fetch AI much at all. This is the first time I'm seeing this, but what we had was, this is just an example of these hidden liquidity levels playing out perfectly. So this June bottom came right into a daily level over here. Or I don't know what time frame. Was this a 2-day? Yeah, 2-day. 2-day, whatever. But I had this level marked, literally a perfect hit, perfect bottom, right back up. That's the fuel taken. This is the fuel for the rally that is now about to occur. Fed hasn't broken out at all. Good eyes, Topi. My man Topi. He's the hawk. He's the hawk of crypto empire. He's got the best eyes. He sees everything. Now look at this. This thing hasn't even broken out. Or it's literally like just started. However you want to draw this daily time frame trend line. All that's happened was this thing put in a local top in May. It went and grabbed the fuel in late June. Went sideways, hit the trend line, broke out, retested it, and now it hasn't even started any kind of expansion phase. So this is a move we can trade. This is a move we can look to trade hard, like we did on Tau. We want to trade this move. What's the move? The move is simple, lads. I'd say the move is probably back to the yearly open at the very least. And it'd be nice if the yearly open popped up on the chart. Loading. But it's going to be somewhere around, we'll put a line where it is. The yearly opens up at $1. There, it just pops up as soon as I need it. $1.27. Current price 74 cents. All right, so here's FET. Same idea. Same idea we can use. Notice we're on the 1 hour time frame. If we just draw a trend line connecting the lows, let me make this a little more solid, even though I think you guys can see it just fine. All right, we have this trend line connecting the lows. Notice how well it's holding as support. So I see the level, the horizontal level that I think would be the best one to get in at. It's the current Monday low, actually. It's funny how that works, okay? By the way, we're also going to have a fresh Monday range to trade off this week. But yeah, the Monday low over here, because I saw what happened on all these other coins with these trend lines. They all did a fake out and then a real breakout move. So yeah, the best level in my opinion that I see is a Monday low entry. With some position to, or some room to breathe. All right, might even go that much. Because the upside is like 100%. Right, the upside is to up here. Or 75%, whatever. Right, we're looking to trade this move. There's a lot of empty space here in the chart that we want to make money on. It's just a matter of getting in the correct position at the right time. And all the signs are right there in your face. And it's simple, right? Trendline break, retest, now it runs. So on the lower time frame, we want to spot the entry. That's what we're trying to do now on the lower time frame, spot the entry. We could just take it right from here. Right? We could take it right from here and say like stop over here. But we noticed how on like Brett and Whiff and Pepe, all those coins, they all did a fake out before the pump. So we have to be prepared for maybe that to happen again, which is why I say the optimal place to enter is the Monday low. Because the fake out would literally be to there probably and then a move. But yeah, regardless, this is certainly looking like a good option to trade. And by the way, guys, sign up to Blofin using my link in the description down below. If you're wondering where you can trade that has no KYC, use Blofin. Sign up on my link down in the description below. And then if you want to, you can join the Telegram group only if you signed up through Blofin. All right, we're going to get active in that, and we're going to be sharing these trades, as well as other exclusive analysis and insights. So if you want in that, do it now while you can get in while it's open. All right. Shout out to Doles. Shout out to Scorch888. And we have Morlock. He says Floki and Brett. So Floki is not necessarily running too hard with the rest of the coins right now, but that's because it's sat right on the daily 200 EMA. So this daily supply zone has been used. So we're going to get rid of it. It got used up. Main thing to note is it closed above the previous swing high. Now it's just consolidating right on the daily 200 EMA. Literally just a sideways consolidation. A little choppiness in an uptrend. I do expect this to result in another leg up higher out of this current choppy consolidation. Now what we want to do is see if we can identify a level that we'd like to pull back into. And we've already found one. We have a 3-day partial. We have a 3-day partial. Why do we want to identify a level that price can pull back into? It's simple. It's because we cleared the previous swing high. We closed above it. When you close above a previous swing high like Floki did here, it confirms that the new trend is started and it's up. That's when it becomes valid to take your longs in your liquidity levels. Only after a break of structure confirmed, when we have that on Floki. So let's keep it simple, lads. I'm going to say for Floki, in this consolidation, if you do get an entry in this 3-day partial, you take it. And here's what you do in terms of how to place your stop loss. On the same time frame, you identified the level. Look at the price, look at the candlesticks, look at what's occurred. I'll take this wick, I'll put a line there, and I'll use that as the level where I want to put my stop just below. Target the yearly open, 100%. So you risk 8% to make 100%. This trade looks like money. This looks like a perfect setup if we get it. I'm going to set an alert on this line. Get ready for long. That's what I'll get, a phone notification, and I'll get that message on my screen. So I'll know it's time to pay attention. You can also see all your alerts here on TradingView. Anyways, that is Floki. It's not looking bad at all. I fully expect this to result in a breakout higher. We want to trade this move. It's just a matter of whether or not we get the entry at this optimal level. Yeah, that 3 days is the level. Let's trust the system. But yeah, if you want to get aggressive, you can. If you want to get aggressive, you would do this. I'd take this low. Take this. So you can basically try tight invalidation and say, like, if price breaks the trend line, you get out of the trade. But that looks a little risky for my appetite right now. And I'd love to see the 3-day level get hit. My screen view is bad quality. What do you mean my screen view is bad quality? Yes, and this is live, Kenzie. This is indeed live. Shout out to Scorch. He says to smash up the like button. Guys, smash up that like button. Do I read the chat? Yeah, I read the chat. Crypto made me rich. I do read the chat from time to time, my friend. When I do my analysis, though, I just get so focused and zoned in. And I don't want, just focused. So there's times where I may not look over to my second monitor and the chat might be a little, there may have been a few minutes pass. But that's only because I care so much about what I'm saying, because I'm so locked in and focused on my analysis. But I 100% do read the chat, yes. We got a super chat from Monica. Shout out to Monica for the 777 super chat. He says, she says, peek at Nitro. The old lady is sleeping. Nitro. The turtle Nitro. So this is Nitro the Turtle. Super chat request from Monica R. Monica R with the super chat on Nitro. Now there's really not too much to say here. This was the pump in May and came in, hit demand, higher time frame demand. Look, it's now flipped resistance back into support. So if you like this coin and you want to buy it, like, you just had a breakout and like a retest of demand, theoretically it should send. Remember remember what we're thinking. In terms of the macro here, this is the others chart, right? When the others chart really starts to break out, this is the altcoin market cap excluding the top 10 coins, right? So everything below, everything starting at Cardano and beyond is others. When this thing breaks out, it breaks out. It goes up only. We're at the start of one of those moves. This is the time when shitcoins go bonkers. They just pump left and right. So, Nitro may or may not catch some of that liquidity. I have no idea. Nobody has any idea. But if you like this meme coin for whatever reason, you're just pumped, you're retested, it should break out with the rest of the market, with the total 2, the total 3 others. That goes with all like low caps, right? People asking about TREB as well, same thing goes, right? This is DeFi on base. And we are looking for this thing to do the same, right? It's literally the same chart as Nitro. Like all the low caps have very similar charts where they broke out, they topped around May, June, whatever, pull back into demand. Now we just look for them to send next, right? Also, we talked about Appster in yesterday's stream because of the success of Pengu. Remember, this is the Pudgy Penguins coin and the abstract blockchain coin. But the abstract blockchain has its own memes. And Appster, I said yesterday on stream, go rewind it if you missed it. But I said this is the best meme coin on abstract. Well, what happened after I said that? I guess somebody was listening and they bought a ton of it because it pumped up 50% since the time of the stream or something, or shortly after. Somebody was listening and they listened. And yeah, this thing, new all-time high on this coin. But yeah, we talked about this yesterday, now at 50%. This is the best meme coin on the abstract chain. Wow, Ski Mask Dog as well, guys. Ski Mask Dog is violently making a comeback. So bottomed out at 30 million market cap, back up to 88, and it's at resistance. So like all your other coins, there's hidden liquidity. If you want to get an entry, you wait for the hidden liquidity. On Ski Mask Dog, that's 74, 71 million market cap. Daily time frame levels. Completely untested there. Check it out on your own. If you feel like FOMOing into Ski Mask Dog, chart it 75 million market cap is the level if you do get a pullback. What was I looking at? This coin, this shit coin, Hyperlane. Okay, so this one's been interesting. I'm watching this. And yeah, so if you see this come to the like 27 cents, this is such a buy. Look at this chart. It would be a wick if it does this. This would be a wick. So you have to have a limit order here on Hyperlane. You would have to have a limit order here. Down at 26 cents. Yeah. Order block, fair value gap, textbook. But I'm watching the lower time frame consolidation. And the lower time frame consolidation, as you can see, off of this wick low, it's just kind of holding on to it. Now it looks heavy, right? Lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high, horizontal. It looks like it wants to break. So the only move I would make would be a long on the daily level. This is the only thing I would do on this chart, Hyperlane. So there's this coin Mamo. So this is a AI agent coin, and I do believe, I think it was was it Moonwell? Yeah, it was Moonwell. So Moonwell deployed Mamo as the AI agent that can like handle your DeFi transactions on chain. By the way, make sure you're following TreZOR because you'll see in terms of AI agents, some big stuff is coming for Treb in terms of AI agents very soon. But anyways, Mamo is built by the Moonwell team to do something similar. And here's this thing's chart. $40 million market cap, violent breakout, new all-time high. Let's see if we get a retest of the previous all-time high. If you want an entry, that would be around 30 million market cap. Anyways, that's some on-chain stuff. And we actually have to look at KeyCat as well, Miggles as well, right? These things haven't even started to run at all, but these are on-chain. This is still in bottom accumulation, and KeyCat is breaking out now of its accumulation. It's still in the accumulation, but it's out of the bottom phase over here that I was in at the start of July. Okay, so technically, in my opinion, this is now out of the bottom accumulation once it got over 35 million market cap. But yeah, those are some of the base coins we like to track. Good time to buy treble. I definitely don't think it's a bad time. I think it's pretty low. Did you ever make a base tutorial? I've made several, yes. Search on my channel, base. And in terms of this, actually go to videos, go to popular. Literally my second most popular video from a year ago is how to trade coins on base. But yeah, I've made several videos on how to navigate base, how to set it up, your wallet, all of that stuff, guys. So yeah. Anyways, Caspa, not really a great option right now in my opinion. I think there's better assets that are worth paying attention to, and I would, if anything, I would only buy this thing lower. Yeah, really not too like concerned about CAS. SEI, very strong. Sweeping last week's high or the highs from June. So here's your weekly time frame chart. Get rid of all this. So on your weekly, you're really just at the beginning of the move. Now, obviously there was many weeks down here of nothing happening, and now something is happening. But overall, if you're going to fill this space, then you still have over half of the move left to come. Right? Over half of the move still to come. And all right, so you have signs that this wants to kind of consolidate, maybe pull back or so. Anyways, it looks like on the 12 hour shows it. It's actually not even there, so we have to take this. I don't love it. I don't love it. And the daily shows it the best. The daily. Yeah, so it's there. It's there on the daily. It's actually perfect on the daily. It's literally perfect. It's still a partial, but it's perfect. So on SEI, you have a daily level left behind. And you kind of have to wide stop it. Not the best setup, but yeah, I mean, if we're trying to capture this move, also this is just the weekly. This would be a pullback into this weekly breaker, right? It should be a pullback into a weekly breaker. It's simple. It's such a simple setup. That looks pretty good to me. That looks pretty good to me, guys. That is SEI. But anyways. Mitchell, do you have a tutorial on how to set up Blofin? Yes. I suggest you do need a VPN. If you don't have a VPN, not affiliated, not sponsored, the best VPN is Mulvad. Okay, Mulvad VPN. Go get that. And then once you have that, turn it on. And then search Blofin, and you'll see this video from 6 months ago. Tutorial on Blofin. Watch that video. I show you how to set it up, and you're good. All right. That's that. But with that being said, it's time to wrap up this live stream. I'm going to be back live again as we do get our New York Open. So look out for the New York Open. And we'll see what happens here with the trend. Entries right now don't make a ton of sense. The entries from the other stream we did earlier, they made a whole lot of sense, which is why we laid that up the way we did. And now you can see we had a lot of bullish moves from them, okay? So we'll see what the new week brings. We have crypto week this week. It's a big week. And then, yeah, we're in an up-only phase of the crypto market. We are in a very aggressive bullish trend. So if you're bearish, you're going to get blown out probably. Identify your key levels lower. Get ready for the key levels if they hit. But in the meantime, look to manage your risk properly if you want to take aggressive entries, because it's print season. It's print money from the sky season right now, lads. So I hope you're all doing amazing, and I'll see you all very soon. If you're new here and you're not subscribed, smash that subscribe button. If you haven't liked the stream yet, hit the like button right now. All right? Hit that like button. And I'll see you in the next video. My name is Connor from Crypto Empire, signing out. Stay up.